Audi has finally entered the drivers' market, and it's got us all pumped. The team, known as Sauber until the big German manufacturer takes over in 2026, has both of its current drivers' contracts expiring at the end of this season. And so, discussions about who will fill their shoes have been intense to say the least. But now, Audi has made its move, confirming Nico Hulkenberg as the first of its new drivers. But why Hulkenberg? And what about the second seat? Let's dive into the details of it. The Formula One transfer market is on fire this season, with over half the grid facing contract uncertainty come December. Lewis Hamilton set the ball rolling by snagging Carlos Sainz's spot at Ferrari. Then, Fernando Alonso secured a new deal with Aston Martin, ensuring his presence on the grid for years to come, with the option to transition into a non-driving role when he's ready. Haas is just one of many teams with both drivers' contracts up in the air. As we entered 2024, expectations for Team Haas were rock bottom. Guenther Steiner, the team's previous leader, didn't have his contract renewed over the winter. Gene had to make the tough call, and although it was technically not an axe, Steiner was out. In his place came Ayao Komatsu, a seasoned figure in F1 circles. According to Gene, Komatsu had been with the team from the get-go, understanding every nook and cranny of it. His appointment fits a recent trend in F1, where teams are opting for leaders with strong engineering backgrounds like McLaren's Andrea Stella or Williams' James Vowles. Unlike the flashy personalities of the past, these leaders are more pragmatic, basing decisions on facts rather than feelings. They represent a shift towards a more measured approach in the sport's management. Gene has noted that Komatsu takes a statistical approach to decision-making, whereas Steiner excelled in operational management and team leadership. Komatsu didn't make any grand promises upon his arrival. Instead, he bluntly predicted that his team would likely finish last from the get-go as they sorted out their car issues. But surprisingly, Haas has exceeded these low expectations, currently sitting in 7th place in the Constructors' Championship with 5 points, and they have Yuki Tsunoda's 7th place finish in Australia to thank for that. In the battle at the bottom of the grid, securing a single 7th place finish can significantly impact the final standings, determining the order at the end of the season. In 2024, Haas has been exceptional at seizing any available points towards the back of the top 10. Their 4 top 10 finishes, with 3 by Hulkenberg and 1 by Magnussen, showcase an outstanding level of consistency usually reserved for top-tier teams. Before the season began, Haas was arguably the least desirable seat on the grid, and their options in the transfer market were likely limited to drivers whom other teams didn't want. They seemed destined to scrape the bottom of the barrel. However, the situation has evolved. Hulkenberg, especially, has been a revelation since his return to the sport. His regular appearances in Q3 last season have carried over into 2024, along with 3 points finishes in 5 races. An impressive achievement for anyone driving for Haas, even if the car performs slightly better than anticipated. Although there's still plenty of season left, Haas's unexpected success has challenged initial perceptions and promises excitement for what's to come. As the only German on the grid, and one of the most seasoned drivers in the sport, Hulkenberg has been strongly linked to Audi ever since the manufacturer announced their takeover of the Sauber team in 2026. Despite Sauber's inferior performance compared to Haas this season, Hulkenberg is looking ahead. He sees Audi as a promising opportunity for the future, expected to be much more competitive due to their significant budget and their own engine. Keeping this in mind, he is committed to a 3-year stint with the team, extending his F1 career until 2028, just on the verge of turning 40. CEO of Sauber, Andreas Seidel, who will also head the new Audi team, aimed to replace Bottas with Hulkenberg for this season. However, Haas was unwilling to let go of the impressive German driver. Hulkenberg has reportedly been at the top of Audi's wish list since joining the team, and it's easy to see why. While he may not have the flashy persona or excitement factor, he consistently delivers high-level performance. Despite not having won a race yet, his experience is a valuable asset that Audi aims to leverage. As Audi prepares to build their first engine and car under new technical regulations, they're facing a lot of changes, including new staff and relocating the Sauber team to Germany. In such a dynamic environment, having a dependable driver like Hulkenberg, who can consistently deliver on race day while providing valuable feedback, is crucial. Hulkenberg's track record as a development driver behind the scenes at Aston Martin where he contributed to building the impressive 2023 car, speaks volumes. His ability to help develop the car will be instrumental for Audi as they strive to make their mark in Formula One. While Hulkenberg may not boast an impressive record of race wins or championship challenges, he's undoubtedly the real deal. Currently, he's the leading contender for Audi's second seat. As for the other contender, discussions have been ongoing with Carlos Sainz, and it's likely that an offer has already been extended. However, Sainz might hesitate to make a decision until he explores other potential offers. Red Bull could offer him a seat if Checo Perez's performance declines. Aston Martin might consider swapping Lance Stroll for another driver. Mercedes is also a possibility, although they may not provide Sainz with a winning car in the near future. Pairing Sainz with Hulkenberg would ensure excellent and consistent performance, and this way, they'd know that any issues would likely stem from the car rather than the drivers, which is a pretty important difference in Formula One. If a rookie driver were in one seat, you might question whether their skills are the issue, but with the experience of Sainz and Hulkenberg, you can trust they'll confidently identify and address any problems with the car. For Haas, Nico's departure is a significant blow. Despite their strong start to the season, they're unlikely to be the first choice for any driver on the grid. While seats at Mercedes and Red Bull are available, Komatsu would have preferred to keep a driver of Nico's caliber for a few more years to aid in developing the 2026 car. But now, they'll have to explore other options. It's perhaps the Alpine team that Haas should turn their attention to. Gasly and Alonso are obviously not happy there, aware of the challenges behind the scenes. A move to a team with stability and respectable results could serve as a vital stepping stone for either driver to return to their desired position in a race-winning car. There's also Ferrari Junior driver Oliver Bearman, who showed promise in Saudi Arabia when he filled in for Carlos Sainz. However, since then, Bearman has struggled in F2, with only a single 9th place finish to his name. In contrast, his teammate and potential Mercedes driver for the next season, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, has been more consistent, securing 4-point finishes in 6 races and outperforming Bearman when they've raced together. Considering Haas's recent experiences with rookie drivers, Gene Haas might prefer to have more experienced hands behind the wheel of his multi-million-dollar race cars. Now, what are your thoughts on Audi's decision to sign Nico Hulkenberg for 3 seasons? Do you think he's the right choice, or would you have preferred someone else? Share your opinions in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next video.